I was watching a video by T.D Jakes. If I call some of the preachers I used to listen to as a young man, some of you don't know them. But I was watching a video by T.D Jakes. And in that meeting, it was his wife that they brought up to introduce him before he starts preaching. I never forget it. Never. As she climbed the pulpit, I had never heard that story. It's not in any of T.D Jakes' books. The ones I've read. Let me say the ones I've read. It's not there. And she said, we got married, I can't remember how many years ago, because that one was so important to me. And a few weeks after their wedding, they were in an accident. And she became paralyzed from her head to her toe. Couple that just got married. And she said, I thought that he would leave me. There was no reason for him to stay with me. He said, but every day, he will walk into my room. He will carry me from the bed. Not a house help. Carry her from the bed. Put her in her wheelchair. Then he will hold her hand and raise her up and say, honey, take a step. She said she will struggle. He will say, it's okay, sit down. Not knowing that when he finishes, he will go back to his cave and go and meet God and say, the woman you told me to marry is for destiny. You are the one that told me she cannot be crippled. Then he will come out of the cave again, go through the same process, put her in the wheelchair and say, honey, take a step. She said that every time after he leaves, she will cry on the bed, begging God to take her life, because she saw the way his heart was burning for her to walk, and she feared that she will never walk again. She said one day, after about 2 months, he came. He said, take a step, and she found that strength entered her leg, and she took one step. He didn't ask her for another. He said, that's enough. Put her back in the wheelchair. Came the next 3 days. He said, honey, take a step. He took one. He said, another step. She took another step. He came 4 days later. He said, take a step. By this time, his faith had begun to roar. The reason he could operate like that was before he married her, he knew what God said. He said, after a while, he told her, run. Then she raised her head on the pulpit. She said, that is the man I introduced you to you tonight. All he will tell you tonight is take a step. And whatever he tells you, my God will bring it to pass. I've never seen T.D Jakes like that. He cried. He could not preach. He cried. Now we want to marry because the woman has a big bust or a big backside. So if you like her, just go and tell her. If you like him, my brother and my sister, your marriage, it might succeed in this realm. When we die, we will know those who truly lived. You may hate the preacher and call him names. I've told you, posterity will prove that I did not lie.